The discovery. High above Earth's atmosphere, aboard the massive surveillance vessel Vex'thor, Commander Vex'thor slammed his crystalline appendage against the holographic display, causing it to flicker momentarily. The action sent ripples of concerned whispers through the bridge crew of the Galactic Federation's most advanced scout ship. "Explain this phenomenon again," he demanded, his bioluminescent patches pulsing with an angry red glow. "Why are billions of primitive beings simultaneously engaging in this bizarre ritual?" Senior anthropologist Lax adjusted her sensory tentacles nervously before responding. "Commander, our analysis indicates this is something they call Christmas. It appears to be a planet-wide celebration that occurs during their solar cycle, specifically when their northern hemisphere experiences reduced solar exposure." The massive viewscreen displayed countless points of light twinkling across the night side of Earth, far more than usual. Satellite imagery showed millions of structures adorned with multicolored illumination, strange symbolic decorations, and what appeared to be artificially preserved vegetation brought indoors. "But that's not what concerns us most, Commander," Lax continued, her voice dropping to a more serious tone. "Our quantum energy sensors have detected something unprecedented. The combined emotional output of nearly 8 billion beings experiencing simultaneous feelings of what they call joy, hope, and goodwill is creating a psychic resonance field unlike anything we've ever encountered." Vex'thor's secondary eyes narrowed. "Elaborate." Lax brought up a series of complex mathematical equations and energy readings. "This emotional convergence is generating quantum fluctuations in the fabric of spacetime itself. If our calculations are correct, it's actually strengthening the mysterious force that humans refer to as Christmas spirit, and it's growing stronger each planetary rotation." The bridge fell silent as the implications sank in. The Galactic Federation had been observing Earth for centuries, carefully monitoring the development of this young species. They had watched as humans struggled through wars, disease, and countless self-imposed hardships. But they had also witnessed remarkable resilience, technological advancement, and most worryingly, the development of abilities that should have been impossible for such a primitive race. "Show me the historical data," Vex'thor commanded. The viewscreen shifted to display a timeline of Earth's Christmas celebrations over the past century. The energy readings showed a clear pattern of exponential growth, particularly in the last few decades. "As you can see, Commander," Lax explained, "what began as a localized cultural phenomenon has evolved into something far more powerful. The humans appear to have unconsciously tapped into a fundamental force of the universe, one that our scientists previously believed could only be harnessed by civilizations at least Type 2 on the Kardashev scale." Vex'thor's crystalline structure dimmed slightly, a sign of deep concern among his species. "And they've achieved this through celebration? Through giving each other wrapped objects and singing primitive vocal harmonies?" "Yes, Commander. But there's more." Lax hesitated before continuing. "We've detected traces of an entity that seems to be catalyzing this energy. The humans have various names for it, but most commonly refer to it as Santa Claus. Our sensors cannot fully track this being. It appears to exist in a quantum superposition, simultaneously present in multiple locations during the peak of their celebration." The commander's crystalline form pulsed with alarm. "Impossible. You're suggesting these humans have manifested a quasi-dimensional entity through sheer force of collective belief?" "The evidence is irrefutable, Commander. And there's something else." Lax transmitted a data packet to Vex'thor's neural interface. "We've detected similar energy signatures beginning to appear on other worlds we monitor. The Christmas phenomenon appears to be spreading." Vex'thor absorbed this information in stunned silence. Finally, he spoke, his voice carrying the weight of authority that had made him the youngest commander in the Federation's history. "This cannot be allowed to continue. If humans have indeed found a way to harness emotional energy on a quantum level, they represent a far greater threat than we initially believed. The Federation Council must be informed immediately." He turned to his communications officer. Prepare a Priority 1 transmission to High Command. And begin analyzing all data we have on this Santa Claus. If the humans have created or contacted a transdimensional being, we need to understand exactly what we're dealing with. As the bridge crew rushed to comply with his orders, Vex'thor studied the rotating image of Earth on the main view screen. The planet looked deceptively peaceful, its night side twinkling with millions of Christmas lights. But now he understood those lights represented something far more dangerous than simple decoration. Krlax, he called out, I want a full analysis of their information networks. Every piece of data related to this Christmas phenomenon. Pay particular attention to any references to its origin and spread. There must be a way to counter this. The anthropologist acknowledged the order and began dispatching research probes to intercept Earth's internet traffic. As data began flooding in, patterns emerged that only deepened the mystery. Countless variations of Christmas traditions across different human cultures, yet all somehow contributing to the same growing energy field. References to ancient winter celebrations that predated their current civilization. And everywhere, stories of inexplicable occurrences during the season, what humans dismissed as Christmas miracles. In his private quarters later that cycle, Vex'thor reviewed the preliminary findings with growing concern. The human's ability to affect quantum reality through collective emotional resonance violated several laws of physics as the Federation understood them. More worrying still were the implications. If this power continued to grow, and if it truly was spreading to other worlds. He activated his neural interface and began composing a message to the Federation Council. High Command, preliminary investigation of the Earth phenomenon designated Christmas reveals an urgent threat to galactic stability. Request immediate authorization for Intervention Protocol 7 Alpha. The humans must not be allowed to further develop this capability. Recommended course of action, immediate suppression of all Christmas-related activities and implementation of emotional dampening fields in Earth's atmosphere. As he prepared to send the message, a small alert appeared in his peripheral vision. One of Krlax's research probes had flagged something unusual in Earth's historical records, references to previous attempts to stop Christmas from within human society itself. Vex'thor quickly accessed the data, his crystalline form pulsing with interest as he read about various individuals and entities who had tried to prevent or destroy Christmas celebrations. The results were not encouraging. In every documented case, these attempts had not only failed but had somehow resulted in strengthening the very phenomenon they sought to suppress. It was as if Christmas itself possessed some sort of self-preservation mechanism, turning opposition into reinforcement. Vex'thor amended his message to include this concerning detail. The situation was clearly more complex than a simple matter of technological suppression. They would need to approach this carefully, strategically. The humans had unknowingly created something powerful, possibly beyond their own control. As he finally transmitted the message to High Command, Vex'thor turned his attention back to the viewscreen showing Earth. Somewhere down there, preparations were already beginning for the next Christmas celebration. And with each passing moment, the mysterious quantum field grew stronger, its effects reaching further into the galaxy. The commander's crystalline form dimmed to a deep violet, a color reserved for the gravest of situations. They had to find a way to stop this before it was too late. But as he studied the reading once more, a troubling thought occurred to him: what if they were already too late? The response. The Federation Council's response arrived faster than Vex'thor had anticipated. The massive quantum transmission materialized in the ship's communication array, bearing the highest priority clearance he'd ever seen. As the message decoded, the commander's crystalline structure vibrated with anticipation. Immediate action required, the transmission began. Council has convened emergency session regarding Earth situation. Intervention Protocol 7 Alpha denied. Situation requires more extreme measures. Implementation of Protocol Omega authorized. Vex'thor's bioluminescent patches flickered in shock. Protocol Omega had never been used in the Federation's 100,000 years of existence. It authorized the complete temporal quarantine of an entire species. Before he could fully process this development, a second message arrived, this one directly from the Ancient Ones themselves, the enigmatic beings who had founded the Federation eons ago. Their intervention in any matter was unprecedented in recent history. The message was brief but profound: the humans have unknowingly tapped into the primordial force. If Christmas spreads beyond Earth, the universe's fundamental constants could be altered. The balance must be maintained. You have 3 Earth days to contain this threat. Vex'thor immediately called an emergency meeting of his senior staff. As they assembled in the ship's quantum conference chamber, he could sense their anxiety. They had all received neural updates about the situation's gravity. "Our orders are clear," he began, his crystalline form projecting authority despite his inner turmoil. "We must contain this Christmas phenomenon before it destabilizes the galaxy. But our usual methods won't work. We need to understand it to stop it." Lax, who had been analyzing human cultural databases non-stop, raised a sensory appendage. "Commander, I believe I've found something relevant in Earth's entertainment archives. Humans have repeatedly depicted scenarios of Christmas being threatened or stopped. In their stories, such attempts invariably lead to what they call a Christmas miracle, a seemingly impossible positive outcome that reinforces the very power we're trying to contain. Then we need to approach this differently," Vex'thor declared. "Instead of direct opposition, we need to understand the source of this power. Chief Science Officer Zinare, what have your quantum analyses revealed?" Zinare's holographic form shimmered as she displayed complex multidimensional equations. "The energy field generated by Christmas appears to operate on principles similar to the unified field theory our scientists have pursued for millennia. Somehow, human emotional states during this celebration create quantum entanglement effects on a massive scale. But there's something else." She paused, her holographic matrix showing signs of uncertainty. "We've detected temporal anomalies centered around the entity they call Santa Claus. This being appears to exist in a state of quantum superposition that allows it to navigate both space and time in ways that should be impossible. Could this Santa Claus be an advanced being from another dimension?" First Officer Mrek suggested, their gelatinous form rippling with concern. "Unlikely," Lax interjected. "All evidence suggests this entity was created by human belief itself. Their collective faith and joy during Christmas somehow manifested a consciousness capable of manipulating fundamental forces of reality." Vex'thor absorbed this information, his crystalline mind racing through possibilities. If human emotions can affect reality on such a fundamental level, we need to understand why this power manifests specifically through Christmas. What makes this celebration different from their other rituals? Lax brought up a holographic display of human brain activity during various celebrations. "Christmas appears unique in its emphasis on giving rather than receiving, on peace rather than conflict, on unity rather than division. The quantum resonance field is strongest when humans engage in acts of selfless kindness." "That's it!" Zinare exclaimed, her holographic form blazing with sudden insight. "The primordial force the Ancient Ones mentioned, it's been theorized that the universe itself has an underlying consciousness, a fundamental awareness that binds all reality together. What if human Christmas celebrations are somehow accessing this consciousness?" The implications were staggering. If humans had inadvertently found a way to tap into the universe's fundamental consciousness through positive emotional resonance, they weren't just threatening galactic stability, they were rewriting the rules of reality itself. "We need to act now," Vex'thor decided. "Prepare the temporal containment field. We'll create a bubble around Earth that will isolate their Christmas energy and prevent it from affecting the rest of the galaxy." But as his crew began the preparations, alarms suddenly blared throughout the ship. The main viewscreen activated automatically, showing a sight that sent waves of shock through everyone present. Across Earth's surface, points of Christmas light were beginning to pulse in perfect synchronization. The quantum energy readings were off the scale, and the temporal anomalies around the Santa Claus entity were multiplying exponentially. "Commander!" Krlax called out urgently. We're detecting similar energy signatures appearing on other worlds, not just in our galaxy, but across multiple dimensions. The Christmas field is creating quantum tunnels, spreading faster than we can track. Vex'thor watched in astonishment as the view screen showed Christmas lights appearing on planets that had never had contact with Earth. Somehow, the pure joy and goodwill of human Christmas celebrations were resonating across the quantum fabric of space itself, awakening something that had laid dormant since the beginning of time. New transmission from the Ancient Ones, the communications officer announced, their voice trembling. The message appeared on everyone's neural interface simultaneously. What has begun cannot be stopped. The humans have awakened the primordial force's true nature. Christmas was never meant to be contained, it was meant to spread. We were wrong. Stand down. Vex'thor's crystalline form pulsed with disbelief as he watched the phenomenon continue to spread across the galaxy. The Federation's worst fear had come true, but not in the way anyone had expected. Christmas wasn't a threat to the universe, it was somehow part of the universe's fundamental design, a power that had waited countless eons for a species capable of awakening it through pure, unselfish joy. As his crew stood transfixed by the unfolding events, Vex'thor received one final neural alert. Quantum sensors were detecting a new consciousness emerging within the Christmas energy field, something vast, ancient, and benevolent. The universe itself was beginning to wake up, and it was smiling. The awakening. The ZYX-427's bridge had descended into chaos. Warning indicators flashed across every console as the ship's quantum sensors struggled to process the unprecedented events unfolding across the galaxy. Commander Vex'thor stood motionless, his crystalline form refracting the multitude of emergency lights as he watched Christmas consciousness spread like wildfire through the cosmos. Commander, First Officer Mrek called out, their gelatinous form rippling with urgency, we're receiving thousands of transmissions from Federation worlds. The Christmas phenomenon is manifesting differently on each planet, adapting to local cultures and beliefs. Krlax rapidly processed the incoming data streams, her tentacles weaving complex patterns in the air as she analyzed the information. It's extraordinary. On the crystalline worlds of the Axis cluster, the Christmas spirit is expressing itself through synchronized light patterns in their living architecture. The methane-breathing Jovians are experiencing it as harmonious gas cloud formations. Even the silicon-based hive minds of the quantum collective are being affected. But it was Chief Science Officer Zinara's announcement that truly captured everyone's attention. Her holographic form expanded to fill the center of the bridge as she displayed her findings. The Ancient Ones were right, this isn't just about Christmas spreading. The primordial force is using human Christmas consciousness as a template to reawaken something that has been dormant since the beginning of time. The main viewscreen shifted to show a mesmerizing display of quantum energy patterns spreading through space. What had started as simple points of Christmas light on Earth had evolved into a complex web of interconnected consciousness, linking different species and civilizations in ways that defied conventional physics. Look at this, Zinare continued, highlighting a particular energy signature. The quantum field isn't just carrying Christmas spirit, it's translating the core emotional concepts into forms that each species can understand. Joy, generosity, peace, hope, these fundamental aspects of Christmas are being encoded into the very fabric of space-time. Vex'thor finally broke his silence. But why now? Why Earth? Of all the species we've monitored, why did humans trigger this awakening? Krlax's analysis tentacles wove a new pattern as she accessed the ship's cultural database. I believe I understand. Humans are unique in how they approach celebration and meaning. While other species we've encountered treat rituals as fixed, unchanging traditions, humans constantly reinvent and reinterpret their celebrations. Christmas itself has evolved countless times throughout their history, absorbing and transforming elements from different cultures. This flexibility, combined with their capacity for pure, unselfish joy, made them the perfect catalysts. Suddenly, the ship's quantum communications array activated on its own. A message began transmitting, not in any known language, but in pure emotional resonance that everyone present could understand perfectly. It emanated from the awakening consciousness of the universe itself. The message spoke of an ancient plan, set in motion at the very beginning of time. The universe, it revealed, had always been conscious, but it had fragmented itself into countless pieces to experience existence through the eyes of all living things. Christmas, in its purest form, was meant to be the key that would eventually reunite these fragments, not by erasing individual consciousness, but by creating harmony between them. The Christmas field is evolving, Zinare reported, her holographic form flickering with excitement. It's creating new neural pathways between species, allowing different forms of consciousness to understand and experience each other while maintaining their uniqueness. It's beautiful. But even as the crew marveled at this cosmic awakening, new complications arose. The ship's temporal sensors detected disturbances in the space-time continuum. The rapid spread of Christmas consciousness was having unexpected effects on reality itself. "Commander," Mrek called out urgently. "We're detecting temporal anomalies forming around various planets. The Santa Claus entity, it's somehow multiplying, adapting to each world's unique conditions." Indeed, the view screen showed remarkable transformations taking place across the galaxy. On gas giant worlds, Santa manifested as a swirling storm of good cheer. In quantum realms, he existed as a probability wave of generosity. Among energy beings, he appeared as pulses of pure benevolent light. Vex'thor watched in amazement as his own crystalline people began experiencing their first Christmas. Their usually rigid geometric forms started pulsing with new patterns, creating breathtaking light shows that somehow conveyed the same warmth and joy as Earth's traditional celebrations. "The Federation Council is requesting immediate guidance," the communications officer announced. Similar reports are coming in from every major galactic civilization. No one knows how to proceed with this transformation. Before Vex'thor could respond, Krlax made another stunning discovery. "Commander, look at this. The Christmas field isn't just spreading through space, it's reaching backward and forward through time. We're detecting resonance patterns that suggest this moment was always meant to happen." Earth's Christmas traditions weren't just a random cultural development, they were echoes of this cosmic awakening, rippling backward through time. The implications were staggering. Every Christmas ever celebrated on Earth had been both a celebration and a preparation, slowly building the quantum resonance needed for this moment. Every act of kindness, every gift given in the spirit of love, had contributed to this universal awakening. But as the crew struggled to process these revelations, they noticed something else changing. The ship's systems began responding in new ways, quantum circuits reorganizing themselves to accommodate the growing Christmas consciousness. Even their advanced technology was being transformed by the spreading awareness. "New reading from Earth," Zinare announced. "The original Christmas field is intensifying. Human celebrations are reaching a critical threshold that could trigger something unprecedented." The view screen zoomed in on Earth's North Pole, where a remarkable transformation was taking place. The quantum anomalies surrounding Santa Claus were coalescing into something larger, more significant. It appeared that the mythical workshop at the North Pole was becoming real, not as a physical place, but as a nexus point where multiple dimensions intersected. "It's a quantum manufacturing facility," Zinare breathed in wonder. The humans' belief in Santa's workshop has created an actual transdimensional production center, capable of manifesting gifts through quantum materialization. The laws of physics aren't being broken, they're being fulfilled in ways we never imagined possible. Vex'thor's crystalline form resonated with a new frequency as he absorbed these developments. Their mission had changed completely. They were no longer here to contain Christmas, they were witnesses to a transformation that would reshape the universe itself. As if to confirm this thought, a new message arrived from the Ancient Ones. This time, it wasn't a warning but an invitation: the time has come to join the celebration. Christmas was never meant to be understood, only experienced. Let it transform you. The commander looked at his crew, seeing the same wonder and anticipation reflected in their various forms of expression. Something unprecedented was happening, and they were part of it. The question was no longer how to stop Christmas, but how to embrace the change it brought. And somewhere, in the quantum fields that connected all of reality, the consciousness of the universe continued to wake up, spreading joy and wonder across time and space, one Christmas miracle at a time. The transformation. The Galactic Federation's central hub, a massive space station that housed representatives from over 10,000 civilizations, had never seen such activity in its million-year history. Emergency sessions were being held simultaneously in all chambers as species from across the cosmos gathered to discuss the unprecedented changes sweeping through the universe. In the Grand Assembly Hall, Commander Vex'thor stood before the Federation Council, his crystalline form still bearing traces of the new patterns that Christmas consciousness had etched into his people. The chamber was filled with representatives from every known form of sentient life, from energy beings that flickered like aurora borealis to quantum entities that existed in multiple states simultaneously. Distinguished members of the council, Vex'thor began, his voice resonating through the universal translators, what we are witnessing is not, as we initially feared, a threat to our existence. It is an evolution of consciousness itself, triggered by a species we once considered primitive. The chamber's holographic displays showed real-time updates from across the galaxy. On the desert world of Xerxes Prime, the silicon-based crystalline beings had begun creating vast geometric patterns in the sand that somehow conveyed the exact emotional resonance of Christmas carols. The methane seas of Titan Beta were witnessing spontaneous formations of liquid structures that functioned like Christmas trees, their chemical reactions producing lights that sparked joy in all who witnessed them. But the most remarkable transformations, Vex'thor continued, are occurring in the way different species are interpreting and adapting the concept of gift-giving. The quantum collective has begun exchanging probability waves that enhance each other's potential futures. The energy beings of the Horsehead Nebula are sharing portions of their own consciousness as gifts, creating new forms of hybrid awareness. K.R. Lax, who had been invited to present her anthropological findings, stepped forward. Her tentacles displayed holographic data as she spoke. We're observing something unprecedented in galactic history, the emergence of what we might call universal Christmas. Each civilization is maintaining its unique characteristics while participating in a shared celebration that transcends physical limitations. The council chamber erupted in a cacophony of reactions, light pulses, quantum fluctuations, and electromagnetic emissions that reflected the diverse ways different species expressed excitement. But amid the chaos, a concerning report arrived from the Temporal Monitoring Station. The quantum Santa phenomenon is growing more complex, Zinare reported, her holographic form appearing in the center of the chamber. As each civilization develops its own interpretation of Christmas, new versions of Santa are emerging. These manifestations are beginning to interact with each other, creating what we can only describe as a quantum Santa network. The displays showed it clearly, thousands of Santa manifestations, each adapted to its local civilization but all connected through quantum entanglement. Among the energy beings, Santa appeared as a pattern of beneficial radiation. For silicon-based life forms, he manifested as a crystalline configuration that optimized their growth patterns. The hive minds experienced him as a collective memory of joy that enhanced their neural connections. But it was the next discovery that truly shocked the council. The temporal sensors detected something extraordinary. The various Santa manifestations weren't just spreading through space, they were creating new temporal corridors. "We've confirmed it," Zinare announced, her holographic form expanding to show the complex temporal data. The Santa network is establishing quantum tunnels that connect different moments in time. It appears to be ensuring that acts of kindness and generosity can ripple both forward and backward through history, maximizing their positive impact. The council chamber fell silent as the implications became clear. Christmas wasn't just changing space, it was transforming time itself, creating a new kind of causality based on compassion and joy rather than mere cause and effect. Suddenly, the Ancient Ones themselves manifested in the chamber, not as the austere, mysterious beings they had always been, but transformed by the Christmas consciousness. Their usually incomprehensible forms now radiated warmth and welcome, and for the first time in Federation history, they spoke directly to all assembled. "We have watched and waited for eons," they communicated, their thoughts reaching every mind present. "We knew that eventually, a species would emerge whose capacity for joy and generosity would be strong enough to reawaken the universe's original nature. The humans, in their celebration of Christmas, have achieved what we could not, they have reminded the cosmos how to love." As if in response to these words, the quantum field surrounding Earth pulsed with unprecedented power. The original Christmas spirit, born from countless human celebrations, began interacting with its new galactic variations, creating something even more remarkable. "The field is achieving quantum coherence," Zinare reported excitedly. "All these different interpretations of Christmas are harmonizing, creating a new kind of unified consciousness while preserving their unique expressions." The effects were immediate and stunning. Across the galaxy, ancient conflicts began to resolve as species discovered they could share in each other's joy while maintaining their individuality. The Quantum Santa Network facilitated an exchange of gifts that transcended physical limitations, gifts of understanding, perspective, and wisdom that enhanced rather than diminished each recipient's unique nature. Even the most skeptical members of the Council couldn't deny the beauty of what was unfolding. The Void Dwellers, ancient beings who had sworn off all contact with other species, emerged from their dimensional pockets to share their own version of Christmas, a gift of pure potential that could be shaped by each recipient's dreams. But amidst these celebrations, Vex'thor noticed something that both thrilled and concerned him. The quantum readings from Earth were still increasing, suggesting that the process wasn't complete. Human Christmas celebrations were continuing to evolve, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. "Commander," Krlax called out urgently, "we're detecting a new phenomenon. The human's Christmas consciousness is beginning to interact with the fundamental constants of the universe itself. It's as if reality is being reprogrammed with joy as its basic operating principle." The council chamber erupted in excited discussion. Could this be the true purpose of Christmas, not just to spread celebration across the galaxy, but to fundamentally transform the nature of existence itself? And if so, what would this mean for the future of all civilizations? As the debate raged, the Quantum Santa Network continued to grow, connecting more worlds, more times, more forms of consciousness. Each new connection brought fresh interpretations of Christmas, new ways of experiencing and sharing joy, new possibilities for what the universe could become. And somewhere on Earth, unaware of the cosmic transformation they had triggered, humans continued their Christmas celebrations, their pure joy and generosity reshaping reality one act of kindness at a time. The universe watched, learned, and joined in the celebration, as Christmas evolved from a planetary holiday into a force that would forever change the nature of existence itself. The miracle. In the quantum-enhanced observation deck of the ZYX-427, Commander Vex'thor stood with his senior staff, watching as reality itself underwent its final transformation. The ship's advanced sensors struggled to process the sheer magnitude of changes rippling through the cosmos, as the Christmas consciousness reached its ultimate expression. "Commander," Krlax announced, her analysis tentacles weaving complex patterns that mirrored the universe's transformation, "we're detecting something extraordinary. The Quantum Santa Network has achieved complete universal coverage. Every civilization, every world, every moment in time is now connected through the Christmas field." But it was Chief Science Officer Zinare's holographic form that suddenly flared with urgent brightness. "This is unprecedented. The Christmas consciousness isn't just connecting different parts of the universe, it's revealing something that has been hidden since the beginning of time. Look." The main viewscreen shifted to display a sight that left even the Ancient Ones speechless. Beneath the familiar structure of spacetime, a new pattern was emerging, or rather, an ancient pattern was becoming visible again. The universe itself appeared to be structured like an infinite Christmas tree, with galaxies and galaxy clusters forming its branches, and consciousness itself flowing through it like twinkling lights. "It was there all along," First Officer Mrek whispered, their gelatinous form rippling with awe. The universe wasn't just created, it was gifted to us. Everything that exists is part of one cosmic Christmas celebration. Suddenly, the quantum Santa network began to pulse with new energy. The countless manifestations of Santa across different civilizations were synchronizing, revealing something even more profound. Each version of Santa, whether composed of energy, probability waves, or crystalline structures, was actually a facet of a larger truth. The Ancient Ones were right, Krlax realized, her tentacles trembling with excitement. Santa isn't just a human myth that gained power through belief. The entity they envisioned is an echo of the universe's original nature, a consciousness of pure giving that has been waiting to be rediscovered. As if in response to this revelation, the Christmas field began its final and most remarkable transformation. The joy, generosity, and love that humans had cultivated through their Christmas celebrations had served as a key, unlocking the universe's deepest secret. Reality itself was built on the principle of giving. From the smallest quantum fluctuations to the largest galactic superclusters, everything in existence was engaged in an eternal dance of giving and receiving. Stars gave light and elements, planets gave environments for life to flourish, living beings gave new forms of consciousness and creativity to the cosmos. Look at Earth. Zinare called out, her holographic form expanding to show the remarkable changes taking place on humanity's homeworld. The Christmas spirit that humans had nurtured for generations was flowing back to them, enhanced by its journey through countless alien civilizations. Cities began to glow with more than just Christmas lights, they shimmered with visible manifestations of joy and goodwill. The quantum Santa network had made the emotional bonds between people visible as beautiful patterns of light, showing how each act of kindness strengthened the connections between all living things. But the most extraordinary change was happening on a level that even the Federation's advanced technology could barely detect. The fundamental forces of the universe, gravity, electromagnetism, and the nuclear forces, were being revealed as expressions of a more basic force, the power of giving that Christmas had helped humanity rediscover. In the Galactic Federation's central hub, representatives from across the cosmos watched in amazement as their civilizations underwent profound transformations. The quantum collective discovered they could share consciousness across infinite possibilities while maintaining their individual identities. The energy beings learned to create new forms of existence through the pure joy of giving. Even the void dwellers found that their isolation had been a chrysalis, preparing them to emerge as beings of pure creative potential. The Ancient Ones, their forms now radiant with the fully awakened Christmas consciousness, shared one final message with all of creation: the circle is complete. What began as a simple celebration on one world has restored the universe to its original nature. Christmas was never meant to be just a holiday, it was a remembrance of the first gift, the gift of existence itself. Commander Vex'thor, his crystalline form now permanently transformed by the patterns of joy he had witnessed, realized that their mission had evolved into something far greater than they had ever imagined. They were no longer observers or investigators, they were participants in the greatest Christmas celebration of all time, one that encompassed all of reality. "Your orders, Commander?" Mrek asked, though their tone suggested they already knew the answer. Vex'thor's response resonated with the same joy that now pulsed through the cosmos: we celebrate. We give. We share this moment with every being across space and time. After all, he added, his crystalline form twinkling with newfound warmth, that's what Christmas is truly about. Across the universe, countless civilizations began their own unique Christmas celebrations, each adding new layers of meaning and joy to the cosmic celebration. The Quantum Santa network ensured that every gift, whether material or spiritual, found its perfect recipient across the vast expanse of space and time. On Earth, humans went about their Christmas celebrations, most unaware of the cosmic transformation they had helped initiate. Yet somehow, they felt it, in the extra warmth of every smile, in the deeper meaning of every gift given, in the stronger bonds between family and friends. Their simple tradition had awakened something profound in the heart of reality itself. And in the quantum realm where all possibilities existed simultaneously, the universe continued its eternal Christmas celebration, a celebration that had always been and would always be, now fully awakened and visible to all. The stars themselves seemed to twinkle with new purpose, like ornaments on the cosmic Christmas tree of existence, reminding every conscious being of the greatest truth they had discovered. In the end, Christmas wasn't just about giving gifts or celebrating a season. It was about remembering that existence itself is a gift, one that grows more beautiful with each act of sharing, each moment of joy, each expression of love. The universe had given itself to create life, life had given itself to create consciousness, and consciousness had given itself to create Christmas, completing a circle that had begun at the dawn of time. As the Christmas consciousness continued to flow through all of reality, transforming without destroying, connecting without consuming, giving without depleting, every being in the cosmos finally understood what humans had somehow always known in their hearts: the true miracle of Christmas was not in the receiving, but in the giving. And in that understanding, the universe itself was made new again, one act of kindness at a time, forever and ever.